For Creamer Media's Polity, I'm Shannon. Ryhove. Researcher and analyst Professor Raymond Suttner joins me to discuss how illegal evictions raise questions about the meaning of emancipatory politics today. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you. The evictions that I wrote about were in KwaZulu-Natal. And we have a problem in that the series of evictions that took place in Cato Crest, Lamontville, were part of a pattern whereby people have acted contrary to court orders. They've consciously defied the law and gone there and evicted these people. When you look at the scenes, it's not just a house, a shack being mowed down, but someone loses their school books, someone loses their IDs, so that even when they rebuild, and they continue to rebuild there, despite the repression that they envisage, it's people. They don't have a sense of stability in their lives. They're living under constant threat. But in this situation, what I've been trying to understand is why is it, first of all, that there is a silence around what's happening there. We're still hearing about Lwandle. There's a silence about it, but also that the level of violence appears to be more serious in KZN than other parts of the country. And I think it's something to do with the 1980s and early 1990s, the IFP-ANC war, where people have lived with violence, even though violence and warlike behavior is part of South African history and cultures of people. It's especially powerful in its resonance in KZN because of this background, but also when the IFP got defeated electorally, a lot of these people have been absorbed into the ANC. So you have a number of people who have got this warlord type background, and there have been killings of within the ANC, competitors for office, competitors for tenders, things like this, have killed one another, but there have also been these illegal attacks and killings of people from Abahlali and related allies of theirs. So we have a problem there which is not unique in that there have been assassinations in Mpumalanga, in Free State, in Northwest, in Limpopo. There was assassination in the Free State in around 2005, a man called Nobi Ngombane, which I believe was an inside job, but they've never found the murderer. So it's a problem which is has got particular features in KwaZulu-Natal, and I think a blind eye is being turned to this. The minister made a statement about Lwandle today, but no mention of these evictions.
And are they the same organization? Do they generally attack always the Abahlali people?
Well, they attack the shack dwellers, but the people who get assassinated tend to be the Abahlali people. So they're attacking all those who are building on land because they don't have homes. They've been on waiting lists. If you read the accounts, they've been waiting lists for 2 decades in many cases, and the people who get RDP houses have got that through bribery and corruption and things like that, and they have a frustration. They don't believe that they'll have a genuine house in their lifetime. So that is why they occupy land. So the way in which land is divided and located, and people face one another over land, is in a sense a continuation of apartheid patterns. But in this case, the power that faces them may well be black police or ANC people.
Why do you say in an article related to evictions and Abahlali that the front line of progressive action must be to retrieve the gains of 1994 to restore constitutionalism?
Well, you see, I'm very concerned that this has been happening to Abahlali in Cape Town, Durban, and to shack dwellers everywhere. But in the case of Abahlali, it's an organization, and you would expect organizations that are concerned with the poorest of the poor to stand by them. And they actually are getting very little support. And one must ask, where are these other organizations who call themselves organizations of the left? Maybe these are not organized workers, but they are people who are suffering aggression in a time when we're supposed to be free. Now, should there not be solidarity with them? Should there not be a line of defense, not just their lawyers? They get good support from SERI, Socio-Economic Rights Institute, and I believe also from the Church Land Program. But where, I don't want to name names, but where are these left organizations? Where are the unionists? Where are the progressive or the NGOs that give themselves the name progressive? Where are the other social movements concerned with social justice and so on? So my belief is that it's very important to draw a line in the sand around legality and constitution and regard these as hard-won rights. The apartheid state was a state where black people were rightless. After 1994, it was intended that people could walk with their heads held high, with dignity, and be provided with homes and health care and clean water. Now, when these are attacked, when people don't have these things, but when they are attacked for trying to put a shelter over their heads in the middle of winter, it's important that the illegality of these attacks should be opposed not just by the victims, but by solidarity of a range of other people.
Do you think the signing of the land bill into law will have any impact on this?
No, I don't think so. You see, the land bill relates to land claims, you mean the restitution bill, relates to claims. Now, what they've done is there were already a lot of claims, and they'd only settled very few of these claims. Now, what this bill does is supposedly increasing the number of people who can claim, but they've not shown that they've got a capacity to meet these claims. And what people are arguing is, why don't they? What is the order in which they're going to resolve claims? There are a lot of people who have put in claims and they have not been resolved, and they're worried that there's just going to be a flood, and there's no budget to meet the flood. There's not even enough budget for existing claims. So it's really a measure that is very troubling.
Thank you very much for your insight.
Thank you.
That was Professor Raymond Suttner speaking about emancipatory politics in South Africa.